We are recording. We're back.
Yes.
How are you doing, Regan?
Good, man. Cool but warm. See, I'm just rocking the new Hood beanie hat this winter. So
advertising.
Get them at your local Hood store near you.
Hey, mate, you're gonna have to get plenty in stock when they see those. You're gonna have to get plenty
definitely.
in stock.
When you look as cool as me. People say, "Why have you got them glasses on?" I says, "That's how you keep cool people, isn't it?" Yes, sir. So you're all right?
I'm good.
How's it been?
Very good. Everything's good. Everybody, I've had some great feedback from his first little chat that we did on the episode last week. And obviously there were a few comments and people enjoyed the stories, and we thought this week we'd take some of those comments on board and we'd talk more about how the hood came about. And this is what we'll do every week. We'll just delve into little different parts of the Reagan Denton story.
Yeah. So the hood, how did it start? Well, it all started by, he seemed to follow me and I followed that. And I lived in a neighbourhood on the manor. What's a big council estate, a lot of single parents, one of more single parent estates, crime ridden, bit of ghetto. And I lived in a second story flat looking over the neighbourhood. That's how I got the name. I seen the park, I seen the pub, the shops, the neighbourhood. So I just come home every day, and as I come in, I was a pro at the time, professional boxer. I'd come in every night and I could see them kids hanging about on parks, and the next generation go inside down the same path as I did as a young kid, because before I found boxing, I was a bit of a tearaway. I always couldn't engage in school, and ended up in homes, then I was in prison. And then luckily I found boxing. It completely changed my life.
And this is after prison then. You're back in the area. This is after prison.
Yeah.
You're back as a professional. Yeah. You're in your apartment. You're in Sheffield. You're in Manor Top, and you're looking out in your area, and you see some of this riffraff. You see these kids. What they're doing?
Well, it was all the neighbourhood. Even like you get the mums and dads. It's like lead by example, and you get like the mum and dads just sat there drinking, chucking cans on the floor, eating food, chucking food on the floor. And I overlooked it, and I used to like going in that park with my daughter and my dog, and I was sick of glass all over, burning stuff. And like then you see the kids, like the park, they were just kicking instead of playing with the park's instruments and apparatus, they were just kicking them in and burning them, and that it was just a constant. So what I was there, and like I say, we could just see it. So
and this is what you said to me. It's like you're shitting on your own doorstep. This is not somebody else. This is not somebody else's area. This is your area. This is you live in Manor Top. These are people who live in Manor Top, and they're desecrating all over their own area.
Literally, even got women. I got loads of films, shots, because I was filming. And this woman, she comes on front and she just lets a dog just mess all up park, and then she only lived in next door flats, and we used to train in that park because we didn't have a gym. Moving on, as like I said, the story thing, they were just desecrating all up, and literally, and smashing things up, and even I don't started, even these kids, as we're talking on the thing of that, how bad it was getting, where I caught kids putting their hands in dog waste bin and chucking them at a single mother walking past and cars. So my head went out window and challenged them and said, "What are you doing?" And I said that saying, I says, "Have you heard the saying, don't shit on your own doorstep? This is my doorstep, so don't shit on it." So all these kids just walked off, about 8 of them, and sat on pub, what they'd smashed up, you smash it up and put windows through, burnt bins out. Landlord Nick used to burn his head out, used to run in and torment him, chuck stuff at him and pinch stuff. And So I seen all these kids every sat on the wall, and it was mad. It was like this. I just thought this urge. I'm looking at these kids. I was just making some food at the time. I just come from gym, and I'm looking at these kids, and I'm looking at my food, and then next minute, I decided to go out with them because I thought I'm not daft, because I can remember when people said out to me, I'd go back and do things. I'd scratch the car, or I'd chuck something at the window. I thought, I've got to sort this out. I can't leave it because they're going to come back and bite me in the arse. So I went out to them and fronted them up, and it was funny. They tell me now, they said, they don't run because, you know, I were fit, you know, I'd catch them, because I was running in the area, or running through park, and the brothers and the aunties know I box, and local lads. So, like I say, I box on a lot of local shows. And they said, I said, what? I want to go and see all these kids. I says, what's that about? He says, oh, we're bored. We ain't got nothing to do. That's why we do this shit. We smash things up. We thing, and we, you know what I mean? He says, we were just bored.
Bored kids.
So I said, yeah, kids.
How old are these kids? How old are they? What are their age groups?
But they were about as old as 13, 14, 15, even 16, to as young as like 5, 6, 7, 8, you know, in different areas, all doing this stuff, just smashing things up and just not burning stuff. And no one dare say, no one would come out. Because if they come out, they put the windows through. They were no just ruling on area. There were no rules to be thinking. It was lawless, and that's where the police won't come on. So when police come in and chuck stones at police cars, same as fire service. You used to stand on the main road, chuck bricks up. There were some right tragedies. You used to chuck bricks in air, wishing their bricks would come down on the main road and hit a car and go through the window. And that's fatalities. You know what I mean? Imagine what that can do to someone's life. And they were smashing, they were mad, they were stabbing. Then a kid went on, the kid got stabbed on front of park on New Year's Day, an argument over a girl. I think it was about 15, 16. Stabbed another kid in the back as he's running off from a party. It was just going out of control. And then behind, one of my good friends, my old school friends, and someone grew up in the area. He worked the night shift, and he's gone to meet somebody on park to drop someone off, and someone's popped him, shot him, but hit him in his main vein, his fem vein, and he died. And I'm like, this is absolutely crackers. What I'm going to do, sit back, let it all just manifest and get worse and worse and worse. And I've been through the system. I've seen the system. I've seen these people all before. And it just ends in tragedy. Because like I say, I've been up for some flavour, fruity cases in myself, my life itself. I've paid to Majesty because I lost my way. But then I found boxing what taught me discipline, respect, be a part of a team, a positive team, not a team what's going out causing ruckus and violence and trouble. And this is what it is. People around here now, there's a new thing, well, not a new thing, it's been old, but it's kids' nights, they want to be a roadman, where they're on road and they're roadman, and they're out working and they're fighting. And now there's a knife man come out now, knife man. So these kids are stabbing someone to have an identity, to be a part of something, and be like, think they're they got a bit of, I don't know, what is it? And then like I said, they're going to shoot your house and go past, call them gunman. It's sad. It's so sad that everyone's warring amongst each other. And like I said, that's what them young generation grow into, as you see. But I went out to them anyway, and I said, what's it about? The board, this, and all the brothers, sisters locked up, mum, dad's not there. So every Saturday I'll go for a run. And it was Saturday, but Friday night I finished training, and Saturday morning I'm going for a run. So I said, why don't you all meet me tomorrow? Yeah, and I'll take you with me. I'll take you running. You're like, oh yeah, it's boxer, isn't it? Yeah, boxer, aren't you? And this, and I said, yeah. I says, I'm only an older version than you. I'm an older version. I said, I can save you some pain. What you're doing now, you need to get into an hobby. You need to get yourself something to do. Play sport, play an instrument. Because boxing saved me, that's what it is. And it's the same with you, Jaz, isn't it? Like I say, you're, like I say, acting and writing, it saves you. It saves us all. It's a saviour to do. And it's just what these kids need more. Well, what can you say? They need more opportunities than going on park or dealing and hustling and bustling. You know what I mean?
Quick question for you, Regan. Two things actually. I got a couple. I was just wondering, was it a conscious thing? Because I'm thinking, you're looking out, you're seeing these kids, you're obviously agitated. Was it a conscious thing that you were like, okay, I'm going to be a good Samaritan and I'm going to go help these kids? Or were you going out to front them up and it kind of one thing led to another? Do you think it was like
both? I think it's both.
Yeah.
It's both. I was sick of it because even sat down, when you sat down trying to chill out and someone's going bang, bang, bang and smash. And then, like they say, even shouting, and it just burned my head out. I'd be looking out the window, working out, because like I said, I've been an old soldier myself, so I'm like looking on, thinking what's going on. And then to go out in the morning, take your dog out, or just walking out, there's glass all over, like I said, feces all over. Come on, man. And it's all these little unruly kids who are just running about, who no one can do naught with. Police won't do naught with them, probation can't do naught with you. Parents think no one dares to know, no one could do naught, but I did. I went out with him, and they showed that authority in me. And I give him a chance, and I took him running. When I took him running, come and went. It's not that we had fun. Went on like Tarzan swings and that where I was a kid. And then my mate's got a cafe, and I took him into a cafe, and I talked to him. And then fun stopped. We all sat around the table, and we started condoling me. They all like said how they felt, how they were from, where they from, what they're going through. And me
started
being
opening
older,
up, started talking
confining
about
in me, confining.
Yeah.
That's the word, confining. Yeah. That's the word I was looking for. Confining in me, saying everything, opening up, and I was getting what I went through, what I've seen, what I've learnt in life, getting and what I got. And I said, you don't want to do this, you've got to do that, you've got to do this, you want to do this. Yeah, I'll give you a shot. Well, we won't mind boxing, so all right, then I'll start doing some with you. I start meeting you on park, what used to smash up, and I'd learnt doing running about, getting the hands up, doing a bit of pads, bit of skipping. Got loads of footage of that because it was funny, and I put it on, and it was funny. It was great because everybody started like coming out of the house saying, "Oh, that's great! That with it, them kids are a pain in the arse. Can't understand. Absolutely, they've terrorised my life. They've done this, they've done that." And Wake Park, bloke on pub come out. He says, "Have a word with them kids shouting at them." I says, "Hold them, don't shout at them now." I says, and I had a thing. I said, "Lads, listen, we need to look after this way we train." So.
How many years ago is this, Regan? How many years ago was this?
10 years ago.
And this were you were just like, I'm gonna train these kids, gonna see what happens. Yeah. You never had like a big plan. You never thought I'm gonna create a gym or I'm gonna. You could see yourself. You could see yourself in these kids. You thought, I know what they're feeling. I know what they're doing. And I know where it leads. You just come out of prison.
Yeah,
thinking, I don't want that for them. You know what you've gone through in prison. You know what you've gone through in your life, and you're thinking.
I just see the brain. Yeah. It could help. It helped me. It helped them. It helped me. Do you know what I mean? Because where I lived, it helped the area. And I've always been one of them people. I've always been a team player. Do you know what I mean? Where, like I said, you scratch my back, I scratch your back. You know what I mean? And always being there for someone.
Second thing I'm going to say to you is, you touched on it. It's this sense of community and structure and discipline. And whether it were conscious or subconscious or something working through you, all of a sudden you're giving these bored kids who've got no structure, no discipline, and no sense of community, you're giving them all these things. And before they know it, they feel safe. These are the same things that kids get from being a roadman, being a knife man. All of a sudden, they feel part of a community. They've got a brotherhood, a sisterhood. And you know what? No one else is giving them attention. No one else is giving them any care. So they'll take it, whether it's bad or whether it's good. And here you are, rehabilitating people. Yeah, and I always say, it's like this. If you want to catch a serial killer, you've got to go talk to a serial killer to get to know how that serial killer goes and thinks. That's what the FBI did. That's what people do. You know what I mean? So if you want to rehabilitate a young lad or lass that's in trouble, you need to go to someone like yourself who's been that young lad, who's been in trouble, who's been there. Because it's 100%. Energy, isn't it? It's energy.
100%. Mirror effect. 100%. And like I said, with these kids, they like I say, we all come find them, so I'll give them some, and it were mad. They just turn up, hey, mister, oh, is that flat there? Can I come to your gym? And I'd have them on, young kids. I said, just depends, you're going to listen to me? I'm like, yeah. So you listen to me. I says, I'll make you into something. Yeah. I want to be somebody. I want to be a champ. And I say, and I said to one kid, he says, before when I didn't know, I says, you listen to me. And if you listen to me, you dedicate and you discipline, you could be a millionaire. You could be a millionaire superstar. Buy your family a big house. You could buy your mum a swimming pool, your nan a Ferrari. No, just have tongue in cheek and going on, but telling them the truth, and it's true. And then this kid comes out front and like, I'll listen to you. Will you get me a Ferrari and my mum a swimming pool? Bo Barton, and listen to the story as we're leading on that. It's great, this how it's opened up, because that Bo Barton, that kid come from a big family. His dad were in prison, his brother's in prison, he's doing on drugs, this and other. God bless Bo Barton. Now, from being that 5-year-old kid asking for that, and took him everywhere with me, got him a mountain bike so he could get to the gym, got him shoes, looked after him every day. So much footage what we could put on and show up. He stopped engaging in Hood. He was with me for years. He got to a bit of a name, and then he started being a bit of a road man. Got a girl, this and that, Jack the lad, just being sentenced for murder, 27 years. Because now he'd got a bit of a name, he started being on streets, not being in gym, and then someone smashed the flat up, so they've gone, come on, Bo, because his name, and he's gone down, and he's took a knife, someone's given him a knife, and then someone's hit this guy who's one of my best mates, killed my best mates. I lost 2 people that time. One of my best mates, Anthony Sumner, God bless him, 43-year-old. One of the lads has gone and hit him with a machete, and then as he's done that, Bo's lurched forward, but stabbed a kid in. Oh, God love him. And Anthony Sumner, one of my right good mates, stabbed him, mate. And then little Bo, he's run off. Thing now he's doing. He just got sentenced to 27 years. And the role model he rang about me is my other mate, Richard, who led him down. Who led him down to the scene. Like, come on, let's go down and help me out. He smashed me flat up. Who were about 40 odd, a guy, because he's hanging about in flats as they are. When they're not doing that, when it's cold, they're not on streets. It's not like nice weather where you are. They're all in flats. They're all in thing, and they're all in kitchens. They're all drinking. They're all dealing. They're all hustling and bustling because they don't know. They just don't know how to get out of it, or they need. Or if they do, they just don't give a fuck. Tell the truth. Beep, 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 beep. Well, it beep that out.
But a beep.
They don't give a fuck, do they? Some don't give a fuck. They don't got no respect. They ain't got no respect. They ain't got this, can't have that. Some you can teach, some you can preach, some you just can't do no way. And that's what we're doing now. We've found a method. What we are is giving that kid a voice and give him a brain and give him a chance. If it works, it works. I said 10 years now has gone on. We're going a bit too fast again. But pulling it back to the story, got the kids looking after next minute at the park. From the park, then the man in the pub says, would you look? I says, can I train in your gym? He went, no, not them kids. I went, they'll look after it. Goes in the old room up, all broken up, puts 5 bags up in a bar and a scaffolding beam. Open doors, 5 kids come in, 10 kids come in, 15 kids come in, 20, so put some more bags up. Next to me, I've got 10 bags either side, 20 odd bags, all doubled up, trebled up. All these kids are coming in, it's getting in. Next minute, Mr. Singh, God love him, all kids used to shoplift from local Premier shop, comes in and donates 500 quid to me. I thought, wow, thanks, Mr. Singh. So then from that, I got them old T-shirts from Mr. Singh. So then they didn't rob off Mr. Singh no more. They looked after Mr. Singh. Smart idea, isn't it? Investing. And how smart's that?
Beautiful.
Simple.
Regan.
And yeah.
Fantastic, mate. Let me just take it back a little bit because there's so much good stuff there, so much information. And I wanted to ask you something because it got me thinking about these kids. Here was a kid who was doing everything right. You'd known him since he was a young lad, and he's been a part of it. But then all of a sudden he goes and makes this mistake. And what it was making me think of is I've mentioned I've got a 12-step background before on episode 1. Well, it made me think of what they tell us in 12-step groups is like a guy with 20 years will say, hey, me and you, we've got the same time. We've got today. We've got today. They'll say, stay in the day, one day at a time. Tomorrow's not promised. It's a daily reprieve. And that's the thing. You've got that time, but essentially, if you're still not doing what got you that time, you can slip. They call it a slip. And if you start hanging around the wrong people and you stop doing the right things and you start backsliding, and you think, you know what, I'm all right. That's it. You know what, I can do it.
And like you said, reputation in that kitchen, it's all small-minded. The next minute saying, who's going to bite me? Bite me, I'll bite you up. He's all, I'm somebody. They're all racing to go. I wish we could get them. I would say get them into sport, get them into music, get them into something active. Also get something active in your life because it'll save you. Maybe I wouldn't have been running off to go and cause bother if you had something to be a part of positive and got that discipline not to do that. Because like I said, now if someone said to me or you said, I'm not getting involved in that. No, sir,
you've got that experience. You've got that experience to say, you know what?
So I know what's going to happen.
Yeah,
I know what's going to happen.
So we fast forward, and all of a sudden, you've got these kids. People are helping out. People are giving you a bit of money, or they're saying, "Here, come on, you can have a free sandwich in shop." Or someone's saying, "Look, we've got this old beaten up pub. You can train there, or whatever." People are helping. Mr. Singh's come in. He's giving you 500 quid, and this is how it was. The community now is seeing what you're doing, and they're getting inspired, and they've started to help a hand. They've started to help out, right?
Started engaging, and as you see, you could see it totally different. Like I said, they didn't put mess all over, they didn't do this, they didn't do that, because they were constantly telling them. And it's not that, then the kids were telling them, and they'd be sat there proud on pork and say, no, you don't do that, no, over. Or if someone did do it, I'd say, all right, then I'll go and see Riley Mason, or he lived on pork. I'll see Ben Lee, I'll see James, I'll see Menzies, I'll see, and they could spit that many names off their number, like, oh, all right, yeah, no problem. And listen to this, it got even better because these kids started to change at school and even go to school. So government heard about it. Next to it, I've sat here at Park and I can see these official men come on in big cars and they're all scratching their head, walking about, chief of fire service. And because they recognise the pattern on it with the antisocial behaviour, suddenly just dropped. And it dropped. This is absolutely astonishing. I've got awards and certificates to get for it going forward. 75% fires dropped, so it saved them absolutely millions in money because just lighting fires, call out. And how they knew that were because the gaffer, Mark Wilkinson, who's one of the main man of the fire watch, could have a cup of tea in peace because every time he got a cup of tea, he'd right, lads, call out. Because every 5 minutes he would call out. Because all kids in the area had lighters and he was flicking them and burning because there were no discipline. They were all just nuts, bored. I've done it. I can remember as a young kid, I was a fireball. I used to go mad, my family, set my bed afire, field of fire, just picking lighters, and then it gets carried away, but not as on the bad side, like they were happening. They were burning buildings, so it seemed a drop in the fires, and then the police were on there because they could see the drop in the crime by 50%. And it was just by taking these kids, getting them involved in something positive, being there for them, supporting them, and teaching them. And that's what we're doing now, teaching them discipline, respect. So it's health, well-being, fitness. And I use the mechanics of boxing, where I say you can't act like that, you can't drink and smoke, you've got to be fit. Don't hang around with more than one woman because she's going to do you ready. And end of the day, you can't act like an idiot because you've got to get people to buy a ticket to watch you and to sponsor you. So you've got to act a certain way. And you could see these kids acting a certain way. And then that went on for years and everyone were great. We were boxing. We were going down a Blackpool in these big elephant, not Finger Castle, Norbury Castle. And they were like these...
Well, you've won awards as well. This is all factual stuff. The Hood and yourself, you've won many awards. Tell us about some of the awards that you've been given.
As we said, when we start, these kids start to box and start to get noticed. Like I say, on local estate, Then we're going to Blackpool, Liverpool, this and other. And we were getting good. We were beating people, we were getting more chances. And then the government asked me, because the school on here, this is a thing about the story. This school where I'm in now and I'm living in is 140-year-old Victorian school, 700 and odd kids used to go to this school, happily. But now it went to 200. So the school was too big for the 200 kids because no one would go to school. So they all went to naughty boys school, did all that and over. Then the boiler broke, so they couldn't do that way. They had to leave it, build another one. They built another prefect one, like a McDonald's, where everything's built in. You just chuck them on. Building, prefect building, what's cheap and hard, cost effective and all this and over. Built one of them, put them 200 kids in that, and then this big school there. And all kids were smashing it up. So they put me in it. And then I put the community in it. I put a cafe in it. I put first snap room. I put a kettle there. I put some biscuits and a cup of tea and some tea bags. They come in. All right. Oh, help us paint this. Oh yeah, give them something to do, paint. I'll help out. Then next minute I got this big pub up shutting down. Big, massive, beautiful snooker table. Oh, we'll gear that. Do you want to put that? They'll put a snooker table in so that people come and play snooker. And then obviously we got the bags up in the so the kids were boxing. There were mum and dad supping teas and coffees. Then I got some weights in, and then next thing it got bigger and bigger. People were on drugs, but were coming out helping out. Then I got to put them in the tea room. Got a rehabilitation suite set up. We've got local addicts in local area come for free training, and we're giving free training, optional, free tea and biscuits, and we have a chat, and we just help each other. It's easy.
And it's unbelievable. This is there for everybody now in the community. You've got a massive gym, like you said, state-of-the-art equipment. You've got your boxing gym. It's all state-of-the-art equipment. They offer. There's another area where they're doing. Is it MMA?
We've got MMA. We've got MMA in there. We've got freestyle karate. We've got nat and nature. We've got
you've got your Saturday mornings. You've got your breakfast on a Saturday morning. You can come into the cafe room.
Family days.
It's all there on the website.
We've got the food bank. We've got food. We've got a charity shop. We're getting engaged with the next students from university. What come? We've got a load coming. 20 next doctors and nurses. The next doctors and nurses in from all around country come here to get involved with community, and it's great. It's part of their project, and like I said, we work with armed response. We fire service. We work with all the schools, all the naughty boys schools. Work with all the shops. Work with all the building sites. There's no one we don't get on with. It's absolutely just like a big snowball. It's just getting bigger. A success. It's just rolling, getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And now we've got kids boxing for England. We've got Red Jones Johnson, the next sensation, who one of these kids who found the gym, who's boxing a week today. And like I say, he's going to win a British, European, and then we're going to be representing for the world title. It don't get much better, does it?
And I'm listening to this and I'm going, this is all because you looked out your window and saw some kids throwing dog muck at cars. It's mad, isn't it? But this shows like what can happen from that kind of chain reaction, the ripple effect.
Yeah, the ripple effect. You know, that's where the saying come from. Shit for luck. It's just dropped. The penny dropped. With that shit brought me this luck. But it's like I said, now it's revolving into this big snowball of success, and it's great.
And it's only just getting started. It's only just getting started.
It's the beginning. I've finished my career now. I'm not an old fighter. I'd have been an old fighter. Now I'm 44. Finished my career about 6 years ago. I know, like I said, I had a good career, but I wasted a lot of time being a lad. You know what I mean? Typical. When it all got good, it got easy, and then it like I said, but I won't regret it. I've come through it. Thank God, and thank the people who were there and opened these doors for me and give me that chance again. And like I said, I didn't let them down. I proved them right, and now I proved them proud. And it's good to be in this situation.
You're still fighting, mate. You're just fighting a different fight now. I mean, that's how I see it.
I'm a young trainer. The best is yet to come. Do you know, a lot of trainers you've got to, it's like you said, I got into being a good amateur, decent professional. I signed with Frank Warren. I enjoyed the travel world. I got the lifestyle. Never got a belt, but it didn't matter because this is my world title. The Hood is my world title. It's absolutely reaching out for so many people. It makes me that's making it for me. You know what I mean? I've made it.
I've been there. I've not just the kids, but I've seen the parents' faces. I've seen, you know, people coming in, and it makes a massive difference. And you don't discriminate. That's what I love. The doors are open for everybody. It's not an elitist place. There's professionals, there's amateurs, there's your everyday Joe blogs that's coming in there. You've got your mums coming in there, bringing in kids, and then they're having a cup of tea.
Talking.
It's absolutely fantastic. It's salt of the earth stuff.
Do you know what it is? So, as you see, and I'm looking at it, but do you know the main key, as you say, the biggest thing, it's not rocket science, it's communication. And what we are communicated with them kids, then community communicated to us, and then it made that communication put us in these situations where we are, and we just communicate, and it's good. We don't discriminate. You can be any colour, any race, any poor. You can be from any background, any rich or this. I think we've just come together because in boxing is a beautiful, tough, hard sport. It's heartbreaking at times, but a lot of things is what are good. But what it does, it's got a beauty, like music has, and acting. It brings people together. Sport, it brings people together. Not just the sport, the communication side of me, the community side where I should, oh, come on, I'll help you. Well, if you come turn up, I'll get you that bike. Or, so what, you've got holes in your trainers, I'll get you some trainers. And I'd have mates by me say, fancy getting him some trainers, I'll chip in. And then it was easy because it was just people did. I had local businesses saying, oh, I'll chip in here, it's great. And I put it on net. I'd say, who's going to help this kid out? I'll help him. And everyone started helping everybody. If Will could do that, if Will would be better. I sound like Michael Jackson now, don't I? Will would play the better place for me. You know what I mean? But that's why boxers can't sing. I do. That's why I
Hey, hey, I tell you what, if anybody wants to, is there a way they can donate or help the Hood? Is there an area where they can do that? Is that online or?
Yeah, it's online. We've got a website, like I said, just to
I'll put that in description.
Yeah, please,
Yeah, and if people want to donate or they want to help, get involved. Get down to the Hood.
Just watch us.
Follow Red Johnson. Follow the Hood. Follow Reagan Denton. They'll be in the description. And if you've got any other questions for next week's episode, get them in the comments. Tell us what you liked about this, and tell us what else you'd like to know about the Hood, about Reagan, about the journey, his life story, etc.
And how they can support us to support others and support each other. We got to give me saying out one of my best sayings: teamwork makes the dream work, and that's what it is. There'll be someone watching and go, "Hey, I wouldn't mind helping that," and that's how we get stronger and bigger and better. And it's a great thing to be a part of, and a thing to be like I said, be that lifestyle, helping people, being there, thinking more positive, not settling for second best, and pushing forward. And it shows if them kids with holes in the trainers are up to no good, can now are wearing nice trainers and driving nice cars. And like I said, we've got kids who've not just through boxing, through sport, they've got off drugs. Kids who've been on drugs. Kids have got their families back through the Hood. Kids have got their mum and dad back. Priceless. I've had a kid now who's now got a proper outcast. He's got his son a job. He's got his son a wife. He's got his son a kid. He's you know what I mean? That's someone sort of sat in his bedroom. The kid who got bullied by these street kids, because now, like I said, the strong and the tricky and the clever and the smart, we've all come together. We're a pack where we live as best for today for a better tomorrow. Full stop.
That's unbelievable, Regan. And you know, as you're saying that, I feel like I didn't point out during this chat that I want to point out now is that these kids that you were looking after originally, They weren't all the next Mike Tyson. They weren't all the next Roy Jones Jr. But what you gave them that confidence, and these kids started blooming. I've seen it. Real characters.
Yeah,
girls. Yeah, girls, boys, skinny, not skinny, and just amazing characters. And they all came out. And one thing that I want to say is I've seen love, and those kids, they are able to show love and receive love. They are able to show love and receive love. And I've seen that with my own two eyes. I've seen that with you, young
love and
kids,
loyalty.
Male, female, that respect, that love. And you've earned it, Regan. You've earned it. So big kudos to you. Thank you for your journey. Thank you for going out to those kids. Thank you for keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, man.
Thanks for sharing your story with us.
Yeah, and, thank you. Yeah, for being a part of it.
Yeah, man. It's
as you see,
a privilege.
Giving it, like I said, that you were on top of my tongue then, but it's blown out. But giving that love and support and that confidence that place to be a part of that identity. Where someone else is how your identity for he's not, he don't do this, he does this. Where we're giving them tools to get, and it all comes by feeling better about yourself, acting better, looking better, and being better, and that's it. And as you see, we do so much. We go to the homeless, from even then to the top. You see the university students, and we work with every firm. The Insta thing, we just come together for today, for tomorrow. And as people see, it's drop crime, drop fires. And guess what, people? We've had no big, massive grants. We've had no big support from lotteries or thing. It's built by the people, for the people, where everyone's chucked a bit in art. And we've just, like I said, that's why there's tea bags there. And it all started from that. I put the tea bags, they put the bacon, but then it just started revolving, and everyone started chucking in and supporting. As like last night, we were in Greater Manor last night. Isabel fought on a massive show. She boxed absolutely brilliant. She beat Lass for pillar to post. It was a great night, and took it out. Like I said to her, is it do a red carpet? Funny, we're going up to earning money for this hospice. God love him. And we were there. Richie Woodall with the other guy. What's his name? Irish fella.
Steve Collins.
Steve Collins with the world champions. His limousines pulling his red carpet, and then these big giants on, like they were these big angels on stilts, and they're dancing. And Izzy's like got a phone out. You've seen Izzy; she's a character herself, isn't she? She's a 14-year-old girl, and she's her own person. She's got a phone out. She's walking up, and I says to us, "This is better than standing on shops, Izzy, innit?" She looked at him. She was like, "Yeah," and that's change. I got up. But yes, that's it. She's going to reach for bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, better things. And she's going to feel better about herself, where she's going to get into something, show that discipline and show that urge to make herself a better person. And it's showing all over. It's showing all over. It's just growing before his eyes. It's fantastic.
Yeah, brother, that's great. It's great stuff. Look, as we said last week, we could talk for hours and hours. There's so many different avenues and aspects we can go down. Yeah. But we'll have another chat next week. We'll get into something else.
I'm going to start introducing, if you think this is a good idea, like getting a few guests on, as we always said. But like I say, we're on about the big guests and this and other, and saying, let's start at the bottom. A guy who've been working with me, who's a good mate of mine, dear friend Mark Caterer. He's not no kid. He's 60-odd-year-old. Broke his leg. We're working. Broke his leg. Couldn't move. Got on painkillers. All he had for comfort were full tip. We're full. Went up to 40-odd stone to give him 12 months to live. He's Regan, can you help me? Get this in up at Hood. I picked him up in car. Got him in. Sat him down. Got him bringing his hands up. Anyway, lost 15 stone. Changed his life. Because of COVID, because of things that's going off, he's slipped back again. So now this is a second comeback of Mark, and we'll get him online. He's a lovely bloke, Mark, and let's show what we can do him. He's back to his weight. Let's get that weight off him. Every week I'll keep you posted. Weigh him down at local scrapyard. We'll keep you posted. Keep him losing weight. Keep him training, and he's going to do it. And we'll raise a bit of money for a charity or something.
There you go. There's a trailer for next week. All right, Regan. So I'm going to stop.
We're going to have Big Cat on next week.
Looking forward to it.
Yes. All right, then. Nice. And adios, amigo. And I'll see you next week. Bless
Ciao,
and
pal.
love. Bless and love. Peace.
You too, pal.